Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's early morning. Here, we can delete this one now. It's been uploaded. It's early morning and still getting over my cold. There we go. Half decent introduction. Nope. There we go. And we're back. Okay, so I thought about modifying this a little bit. Yesterday I was saying I don't really want it to pivot, blah 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 blah, but I actually think we're going to change. We're going to completely redesign this crane. Completely redesign it. Now, we're restricted obviously in size. Actually, not really, because I mean we can move it. Here. I've got an idea. Yeah, let's just run with it. I guess if it's a power pivot, it can only pivot 90, which in this case probably should be enough. 90 should be enough for this. So, and that way we're restricting the movement of the crane, and we want to do that so that way it doesn't flip all around. Now, the other issue is some of these, I don't know if they ever fixed it, but some of these pivots, for example, if you put them on your ship, when the ship loads into the game, these pivots want to move into a position. So I'm going to drag out a really old ship here. You remember the old ship that, I don't know if you did. If you ever watched these videos, so one of my older videos, I had this ship. It was actually, the tugboat was based off of it. And I tried to use it and it had the crane. And the crane like destroyed itself and the ship kept flipping around. So what I discovered is that sometimes when you have a pivot and the pivot spawns into the game, that pivot wants to move. So you have to be careful how you design these things. I don't know, anyways. I don't know if it's the velocity pivots that do that. But yeah, there you go. Alright, so this is going to be our crane. Now, how do we could probably do this. Like that. Yeah, there we go. Bit of a control panel for the crane. Now, what I want on this. We can go one more block that way. So if we do that and merge these together, then we still need to make a trailer for our little ATV. So maybe something like that. I don't know if it's gonna do. If we wanted to do that, and then maybe that might even be too tall. That might be good. Then it can pivot. Yeah, that should be all right. Then I can lower it down. Okay, now it has to be a lot longer than that. Just so we can reach out past. Okay, then we can add our winches. Alright, so the pivot. Gonna be like that. Then the slider. This is so it doesn't crash around while we're out at sea. Okay, and then did I still have these? They're all full. So what happens is when you spawn this thing in over and over again, you lose the diesel you have on hand. Way too much weight for the pivot. That's way too much weight for this little pivot. That is way too much. I don't even know if it'll be able to spin if I add weight to the backside. So that is a concerning issue. Options. I'm not too worried about the containers, because by that point we'll have a crane that I'll be able to. Maybe that's what I need to do here. Maybe I'm. Let's see here. So. Yeah, if it pivots, it's going to be far too much. It's just going to be far too much weight. Which is why I was thinking we do something like this. But maybe what I need is a slider on the bottom and a slider on the top. Yeah, I think that's the ticket here. But we'll use the compact. It's got to be heavy duty. That's probably a better design. And then off of here, I can have my wedges. All right, and then I do like the idea of having the seat on it. I think that's cool. Just to control it. Yeah, that can work. Now, hopefully, it doesn't. Let's see. We'll save it, and then let's try and put a container on it to see if it interferes with the container. They should give us a preset log. Right? All the things that the players have to handle in the workspace, we should have a preset. Alright, so that will work, but that's going to have to move, and the seat is going to have to move. Alright. I have no idea what my computer is doing. It's doing something. It's trying to think. And it's bugging me. Stop trying. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? What on earth is going on? My battery on the keyboard could be getting low too. Stop thinking, computer. You can't do it. Stop thinking, you can't do it. You're too old. You're too old. Just that's right. Just focus on what you can do. That's helped me play this game. All right, whatever. So we have a little viewport there, a little something for the crane. So it'll move forwards and backwards, the top and the base. So let's get those controls in here. So 1. Forwards, 2, can be backwards. Yeah, maybe Windows is doing something. I don't know. Forwards. Let's see. There we go. Crane. There we go. Blah. Forwards. Yes, there we go. Spelling is oh, and then we need a lock. We need a lock. 5 will be lower brake. 1, 2, 3, and 6 can be the upper brake. So 5 lower brake, 6 upper brake. Oh man. Oh man. I swear I'm sick. I swear that's why I have problems with my brain. Okay, so then we need a couple of things. We're going to need the winch controls, up and down, and the release. So unlock, and then winch up, and winch down. Okay, so we have that, have our controls. Now, yesterday it was balanced. I don't know if it's still going to be balanced because we've redesigned the crane, we've changed the weight. So we'll have to see here. That should be that. I guess it's kind of a landing ship, and it is kind of a utility ship at the same time. But it's small because all I have are small modular engines. I don't have medium or large modular engines, or medium or large boat parts. So yeah, you see how we're listing now to the right? So I gotta put some more weight on the other side. That's okay. So if we unlock it, and then we go, is it 1? There, look at that. And then we put the lower brake on. Then I'll test the pivot. Oh, it doesn't pivot. It doesn't pivot at all. Yeah, that's alright. It's just meant to be like, the upper brake. I'll have to leave it like that. Like it wants to slide back. Even with the brake on. Interesting. So yeah, so it's kind of interesting how some of all this stuff works. We have to be creative in how we put it all together. And just try and balance it out. I wonder if that would be enough. I need a lot more, probably all of it. I'll probably have to get rid of all the weight and then add some to the other side of the boat. That's not bad. Yeah, that'll work. Almost balanced. As you can see, we're like doing the whole one weight, 10 pounds here, 10 pounds there, whatever. Cool. All right, so that's that. So we have the ship. We have the area for we can put a container on there or logs. Now what we need to do is see if we can, I need to fix the bike so it has reverse. Now I thought I put reverse on here. There we go. And that means in the seat number 4, reverse. And that's kind of good. We can change, if it's too fast, I can change the gearing in there. It's going to be really handy when we need more torque. Or when we need more grip, more pulling power. And that's with the wheels too, right? Maybe I'll change the wheels. Right now, these are set for all around. But we can set them for high grip considering we are going into the woods. Alright, so that will be the basic setup for this. Now what we need to do is I need to make a trailer. So let's save. I think I can be confident. With this, I'll be able to at least get the logs back to here. And then if I can drop them down, I might be able to just push them into these cradles. Like I say, we can only do a couple of logs at a time. But I don't even know if they'll rest in here. These might have to be made bigger. Right? So there's a lot of unknowns still in how all this could work. And that's why I say could. Because I don't even know. Right? And then the logs are just going to sit there. And I'll have to have a way of like restraining them. So we'll still need to have magnets. In here. Somewheres. That the logs will sit on. Something like that. And I should hold them down. Alright. So let's go work on the bike itself. Now that that's saved. Let's see how we need to modify it so that way it can pull potentially a tree. Alright, so we want to load. Yeah, I think it was this one here. Put reverse on it. Whoa. Alright, so we add reverse. Beauty. now, how do we pick up a tree trunk? Alright, we need an axle. Alright, so basically what this needs is you know what, actually here, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna load this one here, because this trailer already has the legs, and that's basically what we need. Now, is there reverse on this one? There's a reverse. Well, this one's got the suspension. Oh yeah, was I able to put, I think I was able to put reverse on this one. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so this is the one that I'm going to have to put on, because it's got lights and everything. That's what I was wondering, like, this is the one we'll put on the ferry, or the landing ship. Alright, because it's already got the legs set up, and it has the microcontroller set up, and it already has the suspension on it. Okay, so basically what we're going to do, those are going to go down, and then we're just going to have a hook on the back. Just like that. You could probably just have a single winch, to be honest. And then what we need is to build the cradle. So cut that. And we need a magnet. We'll need 2 magnets. There, we need a connector. So that's going to sit on top of that. So, then what we need on here that'll work. So it just picks up the front of the log, right? And then what we do is couple of winches here, and then we can, you know, sort of keep it all together. That's all right. Then it's just a little utility trailer. That's cool. A little utility trailer. Appears to be way too much for this tiny little trailer. Huh. Let's see if that has any effect on that. Hey, now for some reason, because all the like I get it, all the weight is on the other side there. So what I need to do is I need to adjust these. There we go. Almost. Now, if I adjust the stiffness on all of them, we'll try that. I mean, I don't really see that being there we go. That seemed to help out a little bit. I mean, alternatively, I can just get rid of the suspension on the trailer. Try that. Oh, it's not the suspension, it's where that is. Oh, hold the phone. Oh, because this expands. I hate that. It expands. The suspension goes. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so I mean, we can have a suspension. As you can see with the suspension, it expands by 1 block. So this needed to be moved by 1 block. And that was probably why it wasn't working before. So now what we need to do is we just need to connect everything to the trailer. Now, the controls for the crane. And this one here can be the magnet. So really simple. Oh, you know what? That will work. There we go. Really simple setup. Easy to use. There, we go into the woods. We grab a log. That's it. Now these, I don't even know if we need controls for those to extend them, but we could. We could this will just be for those close these witches here. In, and then this will be out right here. So we won't necessarily detach these ropes, and then this one would just come down, pick up the log, and and then raise it up again, and then that way the log will be like this, and we can just kind of drag it out. Now I was gonna put this on here, but then I'd have to make this bigger. You don't have to modify it, so I thought without having to do all that, it makes more sense if it's a trailer to do all that for us. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna save this. Alright, spawn it in. We'll see. I don't have any fuel in it yet. Now, I could make the trailer a dual axle. Could make the trailer, that would help out with the weight issue. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is what it is. Right, it doesn't like the movement of that. But that's pretty cool. So then with this, let's see. Oh, cool. I can just do that. Cool. Now, let's see if the magnet turns on. Let's do our final sort of go through. So we'll back up to the log. And then, ooh, the magnets do turn on, right? Release it. Maybe what I should have also on this, so there's one more thing that I need to have on here. We need to have an anchor on the back side, because what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to connect a rope to here, and we'll have to pull it this way into the log, right? While it's connected here, it's going to want to go that way. So we'll disconnect it from here and then pull it this way. So we need some ropes. And then we need a blank equipment, a couple of blank equipment. Where are we here? Cool. So that should be that. That should be that. Goes up and down, the magnet turns on, we can pull that. And then the idea is we just take that back to the boat. Now, let's see if we have enough money. I might have to either run a trailer really quickly, which is probably what I'll do, or fly one of these containers out just to make some cash. There we go. Sawyer, oh, that's only got 11 minutes left on it. Whoa. 28 minutes. I could probably take that one. And this one's expired. All right. So we'll load this. Whew, it is long. It just fits on this thing. It just fits. Wow. Alright, so that's going to be the release. Right, so we can put the e-brake on. Get it started, blah, blah, blah. Now, unfortunately, with the trailer on here, we can't do containers at the same time. As you can see, it's in the way. That is unfortunate. So it means we are kind of, in this sense, if we are going to be restricted to logs, perhaps what we'll do is we'll see if we can carry a few more. I mean, there's only 2 there, right? So we get the 2 logs. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a setup, right? So that's what I'm saying. So we might need another setup, another type of setup. I don't know if we can do something to pull the containers, but ideally it's going to be the same thing. Just a couple, maybe a triple axle like this. And then maybe it's going to be like a platform that pivots, and it just picks up the container and slides the container onto here just a little bit. So we can, we'll see if we can drag it down here. Otherwise, again, we'll need, for the containers, at most ports they have access to rail, so we can spawn in a heavier piece of equipment. So that kind of is that, right? So what I would do is, I can just get rid of this part of this trailer, worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we could even do that. Let's see, let's think about this for a minute. We could even do that. We could make it, it's going to be too complicated with the small vehicle, but I said we could make it modular by adding a connector here, and then we could lift this into place, connect it to the trailer, and take it out to the woods. But if we have too many of those little connectors on this little thing, it's just not gonna work properly. So that's all right. I'm okay with that. Let's spawn this thing in. I'm gonna save it. This can be the logging ship. Yeah, that works. So if this is gonna be just a logging ship, again, I can get rid of this stuff. And I can expand on our log capacity. Not really. Not really. Not really. Unless, of course. Can simply do that. There we go. There we go. Now we have kind of, yeah, neat. And then actually we can, I don't know if I necessarily need to do that, but we could just do that even. There we go. This one though, there's the button there. And I don't even know if this, right? There might not even be enough room in here for these logs. With the trailer on here. But essentially we could pile them all up in here. Yeah, that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work actually. That's our maximum, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we can get like probably 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 5 logs on here if we're lucky. You know, if we need to, we can. I'm sure they respawn at an okay rate, and we're there at Olsen Bay, so we can skip time if we need to. Yeah, that's gonna work, I think. Cool. Now we're set up for logs. Cool. All right. Look, I got 7,000 left. Whoa. It's got way too much weight in the front. Let's see. Let's see here. If we Whew. I don't know what's going on here. This ship is way in the air. Yeah, so that's what we need to do. We need to recalibrate. We need to reweight, resplash the ship. A lot of weight there on the front of that ship. A lot of weight. Alright, so in the event of something like this, here, where are we in the stream? I gotta turn the music back on, yeah. A couple more minutes, last few minutes here. What we do with something like this is we put in a couple of pivots in the front. And what that'll do is that's gonna help the front of the ship stay up out of the water. Okay, you see that? Raise it up quite a bit. Now what we can do is we can balance that by throwing weight into the back of. So if we put in one more, and then we come to the back, and we're going to add some weight. So now once it's empty, we're getting there. Getting there, maybe double. So let's finish this off first here. Now again, it's one of the problems that we run into when we start adding a lot of weight to this thing is the power of the engines. We only get so much thrust out of these engines. So if I add too much weight, I'm also going to slow the ship down. That's almost got it. Like, I wonder if I add a couple more pivots to the front. If it'll pull it up enough. There we go. So we have the combination of the pivots and the weight. Cool. All right, now we're ready to sort of test this thing out. Take it back to Olsen Bay and land and see if we can put some logs on it. Cool. It's different, right? Because I mean, like, yeah, we can go for containers, we can get money, we can go into oil, but why not? You know. Oh, I see. Those just don't come on. I was going to make these come on, but then I wasn't sure if they needed to. These ones here, and then with the ramp. So, I want to rework the ramp. I don't like that it only goes flat. Like, yeah. I guess the idea is that I wouldn't be landing. The shore for me was going to come up like this, and then this would come down onto the shore and we would come up and over. Instead of being below the ship, we're going to be above the ship. So that's ideally where I want to try and launch with this thing. And of course, I need a little bit more equipment in here too. Probably some survival equipment, just in case it gets cold. All the usual, all the goodies. You know, then we need the flashlights. So again, I think I'll work on that potentially in the next one. Let's launch. Let's say we're good. Oh, and then I need to make sure we got fuel. And we'll head out here. All right, come on. Come on, then you. We're going out to sea, cat. Are you coming with me? He's coming with me. Oh. Oh, he loves it so much. There's just a few things that he just, you know. Hey. because he was rescued, right? So we gotta try and I'm sure the family he had really loved him. So now I gotta make sure that I'm doing, you know, I have to be consistent, right? Because that's what he was 5 when I got him, so he's grown up with all that good stuff, hey buddy? Alright, we'll launch. Nice. We will go to, oh yeah, so you still need a few things, a map block. There's a few things that this thing needs here. Turn on the autopilot. That winch still needs some controls in it. I just wanted to launch. I know we're not quite ready, so I still need a few things to go through on the ship before we can actually get out there and actually get some logs. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Yeah, as you can see here, now that we started moving, the reality of the ship comes out, and I need a lot more weight on that side. So maybe what I'll do is I'll put some ballast tanks in here. That'll be an easier way to try and balance the imbalance versus trying to add weights. Yeah, that'll work, actually. Cool. We're almost there. In the next video, we will get out into the woods, and we will see if we can get some logs. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.